it's Peter here at Freedom Marine, and today we are on board a 2006 62-foot Pama. This vessel has been a one-owner vessel, boathouse kept since new, low hours, under 300 hours on it, on the mains. As you go through this vessel, you'll see a lot of things that, as a boater, as an owner-operator, you will truly appreciate from the livability of the boat. For the size, there is nothing bigger, smaller, within 10 feet that could match the space, design, and layout of this boat. Let's have a close look. So when you're taking pen to paper and you say, I want a Pilothouse boat that has 3 staterooms, 2 heads, that's not just the start of it. That's kind of the goal, but everything around it is what matters. For example, we want a nice transom area here. We want easy boarding on and off the side decks. We want a handle here, so when we're walking up the side of the boat, it's easy to maneuver around. We want staples at the back for that extra security and safety around when you're working the back deck here. There's a full walk-in Lazarette. As a Northwest boater, as a Pilothouse owner, you want that easy access in and out of the transom of the boat. So you have a nice walk-in space here. There is just space, and that is a hard thing to check off on a 60-foot boat at the back of a vessel like this. Now that next thing, a large cockpit. As a boater with outdoor lifestyle, you want that extra space out here without sacrificing the interior, which this boat has done extremely well. It's the little details too. So this extra curve here, so when you're sitting here, you could just put your feet up for a second. It's social. You could have a lot of people sitting around the corners here. Plus you could have some extra chairs here because you got all the extra deck space to do so. Now, not only do you have access to the back of the boat from your transom door, but you also have it through a very large hatch in the floor here. Again, it's easy to get into. It's not blocked by a table or anything else. Going up the sides, there's a really nice walkway that goes up the whole side of the deck here. You have that safe, secure feeling everywhere you walk. You have handles up on the top here as well. And if you see, it's all one level. There's no split level design to it. It's flush. And a nice touch right here is an aft control station for docking. This vessel does have a bow and a stern thruster. There is a level of wood and detail that's built into these boats. People that built these boats and the naval architect Howard Appolino decided to find a factory that could do incredible woodworking detail as well. But even just back here, these teak decks are very nicely set up. You've got teak steps. Just enough teak to go up the sides, but not enough to go all the way up to the front. Again, reducing that maintenance, that constant care of it, but having a really nice yacht finish detail back here, especially with this high gloss. Just enough teak, high gloss teak cap rail back here, which just adds a little extra detail and finesse to this vessel. And of course, this beautiful high gloss table at the back. A lot of boats this size will just have a door or just a little sliding door that's only half the size. But when they were designing this boat, they decided, let's have as big of a doorway as possible, which is what you want. You have this beautiful stainless steel finished double opening door that leads into a huge salon. So you don't need air conditioning on. We can leave this boat open at anchor and have people coming and going and have that feeling of space when you walk in. And to the salon, it's a very generous sized salon. As you enter the salon of this vessel, you'll immediately notice how comfortable living this boat is. You have a beautiful L-shaped settee on the starboard side, but it's got a nice curve to it. Huge table. That's actually a table that's adjustable in height as well. Bring some chairs in and everybody can sit inside on a cooler day. Turn the heat on. There is a full furnace on this boat. There's a diesel furnace and there's reverse cycle air conditioning and heat. But as you look around, you'll see we've got some nice shades just to block the sun. There are electric shades as well on this vessel. Over here, your stereo equipment, high-load TV. This TV obviously has an electric push. You can slide it and get it out of the way so it's not part of your visual. And then walking up, you have a wine cooler on port side. Again, just more pull-out storage. You know, a wine cooler. This could be bottle storage or some other things. You got your glass storage right here, so you have a nice little bar setup with a beautiful countertop. Again, just the woodwork and detail still smells like new sometimes in this vessel when I'm moving around it. When we think about Pilothouse boats, often there's the discussion of, do we have a galley up or do we have a galley down? You kind of get the galley in one of the most central positions of this vessel, which I have a wonderful connection with guests that are sitting here at this huge settee. You have a good connection to the Pilothouse when you're underway, but you also have a connection down into the salon and lower space as well. You're not sacrificing your position on this boat by putting it off to a corner, by just putting it in one area of the boat. You are actually properly connected everywhere in this vessel, even if you had to go up to the flybridge. Now in the galley, again, somebody said, I want 2 sinks. Yes. I want a nice drawer dishwasher. Yes. Beautiful Fisher Paykel. Miele appliances, Miele stovetop. The woodwork alone just for this fridge and freezer setup would have cost a lot of money, but it's very well done. It's not on a slider, it's properly all built in, and it's a big Sub-Zero fridge and freezer setup. And there are cabinets, deep cabinets all around this vessel. Lots of drawers, overhead cabinets. Just, again, everywhere they could put some storage, there is. The other thing over here, you have your water maker control. So if you were out and you just needed to fire up the water maker, you don't have to go find a panel. It's fairly conveniently located actually here in the galley, so you can stop it right here. When we're looking at Pilothouse vessels, we're always trying to figure out what's the best combination of visibility versus functionality. And I really feel like whoever built this boat, again, I have a feeling that a very wealthy group of people said, you know what, I don't want all the traditional brands that were being built at this time. We want something that's built well. We don't want to sacrifice in any area, and they really nailed it in this space. So the ability to come in here, sit here at the helm, and have extremely easy access to your wheel, your throttles, your controls, everything is within reach here. Even the fact that they put the chart plotter, there's 2 chart plotters here, but they put one directly in your sight, and they have the second one a little offset. If you had a passenger with you, they have a good view of the other chart plotter as well. But even this person has a beautiful view forward. They're not impeded by this barrier here, but I have an amazing view forward. There's nothing impeding my forward visibility. You could sit here all day and be very comfortable in this beautiful Stid chair as well. At that time and even today, these are the best chairs you could buy. Beautifully leather wrapped. It's got the little footrest as well. Yeah, the armrests that you can swivel in and out. This chair is adjustable in height, back and forth. It's awesome. But not only that, you have this large seating area right behind. So everybody has a wonderful forward-facing view when you're underway. Again, you're not putting a seating area off to a side. You're not putting it too far behind. It's in a perfect position here for people to be able to sit here, have lunch, have a coffee. The fact that these chairs can swivel, join up at this table, and now you have seating and dining, or just having a drink or a sandwich. One of the things is there's always a bit of a challenge when you have these opening doors, especially on a boat that's not 70 feet or 80 feet. Is there still room when the doors open to get around this boat? So if you follow me here for a sec, you can see they have designed this boat so that you can still get by this door. And up here, there's a nice area, natural cup holder location. There's a nice cutout here if somebody wanted to put a sun pad down or put a couple deck chairs or lounge chairs up here as well. It's fairly flat, so it does make for a nice space to lounge out and give you access to all your anchor setup, which is all, again, very easy to use and good and very accessible. You can see here, big wiper arms, dual arm wiper blades, beautifully done. All the seals and everything around this boat is all in excellent condition because it hasn't been outside. So just like the rest of this boat, a lot of thought has gone up here as well. You've got this great, nice helm station. It's got a nice curve to it. Again, wheel, throttle, thrusters, everything in a nice location. You even have your remote autopilot, so you could sit back, change your position on an extendable cord here. 2 Helm seats, Stid Helm seats. And because this boat's in a boathouse, it's never been weathered up here either. Nice social space to hang out. But again, somebody said, I don't want just a little barbecue or a little Kenyan cooktop. I want a proper barbecue and a proper station here. This proper barbecue even still looks brand new inside. The other thing is, you want a little fridge here. And often these fridges start to not look so great, but this is all clean and in really nice shape. Moving aft, a lot of the times, vessels of this size, whether a little smaller or a little bigger, can accommodate 11, 12, 13 foot tenders. But somebody said, I want a proper tender. I want a proper tender that I can take all my family and guests out on, as many people as I can sleep and take on the vessel, with proper power and good quality boat. So we've got a 14 foot Novarania with a 60 horse Yamaha on the back. So you have a proper dinghy to go out and do your activities once you've anchored or stopped at your marina. Very good steelhead crane, all with a remote control. Really nice setup here. And again, nice clean deck, but there's still some space here. If you wanted to add anything else like kayaks or paddle boards up here, they've still given you extra room here for that. You know, there's no sign of any wear on any of even these little screw heads. This hatch works very well. But just everything's very good hardware, very robust, and no reason not to last you for your next boating lifetime. Let's go downstairs to see the accommodation. So coming down through this beautiful curved staircase, not just an angled staircase or a straight down, this has a really nice look to it. I know these things are considered traditional on boats and you don't see it put into new vessels, but it does look really nice and really finishes off what's usually just kind of a dead space in a boat, but it makes you appreciate the level of detail and quality that the manufacturer and the designers of this vessel put into this boat. Moving forward, we have a very generous forward VIP. You can walk up the sides. You've got opening portholes, another opening hatch in the roof here as well. And there's storage all around. There's storage under the bed. There's closets on both. There's closet on the starboard side. Again, somebody put some thought into this. So sometimes you just want to come into your cabin, but you don't necessarily want to sit on your bed and put your socks on or put your shoes on, or just sometimes you just want to come downstairs and sit. And that's what they've done right here by incorporating a little seat. So here, I could read a book, I could have my coffee here, but I don't have to get up and just go and find somewhere else to sit. You actually have a nice spot here to lounge, do whatever you need to do to get dressed, but it's just that extra little thinking and detail that has gone into this Pama 62. Of course, you still have access to your head compartment here, which again is a very generous size space. Walking in here, you've got an electric flush toilet, which is really nice to have. It's not a vacuum setup. Again, storage, and a large head compartment that's actually a proper height. You know, I'm 6'1". There's an adjustable rail here that I can adjust the height even higher. But everything is like new. There's not even any sign of salts or anything in this space. It's glass enclosure, so you can really have a proper shower. So this is also shared as a guest head as well. This actually really struck me on this boat, because to get 2 single beds in a 3 stateroom setup, you've got to go to 65, sometimes 70 feet to get that. Often this is just kind of it's a kid's room and it's a bunk room. So they've got 2 bunks, or they've got one going this way and one going this way. A very generous size. There's lots of height. You don't feel like you're cramped into some space here. You've got nice storage beside you. Again, beautifully finished off. There's drawers underneath here. This also has even little things. All the lights dim. There's rope lighting underneath the beds for night. Just lots of extra little details that, as an owner operator and somebody that really thought about all those little things using a boat, what would be nice, they've put it in. Moving aft, we have a full beam centerline primary cabin. This one's just done very warmly, very inviting. You got the 2 big double wide opening doors. You can close all this off if you want, but it's a very nice, big, open space. Again, making everything feel like you're in this open foyer space. I've also done something nice here, which is separate the washer and dryer. So just, again, thinking about all those using the usability of the boat. A lot of the times these are combo units, but they've done a nice job separating your washer and dryer. And not only having this here, but you've got some storage here. This is for your central vac. They've got a little pull out here. You can see if you needed to put any extra soaps and stuff in. And even more storage over here. Just everywhere, there's little cabinets for anything that you need to store and put away. But coming in here, you've got somewhere you can sit, very comfortable. You've got places here you can put things on. You've got lots of storage in these drawers. You've got a proper, full, actual walk-in closet, which again, you don't find until you get into bigger yachts. That's actually beautifully finished with this, all this natural cedar lined everywhere, including some nice drawers here that slide out. Moving around to the other side, you'll see over here, there are electric shades that drop down. There's opening portholes, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, all the seals, everything, there's no sign of any water ingress or anything that's ever shown any wear or tear from these windows or the seals. And then you've got a very nice head compartment here. Some things in here that they thought of, again, for cooler climates. Heated towel rack, large shower. It's even got a little bench in it. You've got space for all your soaps and stuff. Just lots of thought and lots of detail, and a nice, generous sized space. Again, everything is like, shines like brand new. It's amazing. When you're an owner operator of these boats and you just want to hop on, you've got a good location here for your keys to start and stop the boat. Your throttles are in a really nice position here, and these are still electronic throttles, so you have nice shifting. Everything shifts in and out of gear very nicely, and it's very smooth when you want to go power up. Well, I've just put it into gear here. We're doing only about 750 RPM, but with even the side door open and that aft door open, it's very quiet and very nice to just sit here and drive. This seat does slide back. If I wanted to play around with it a little bit more, I can adjust the height of it, but truly the height's perfect. In fact, I could even go a little bit lower if I wanted. Just a really nice, comfortable position. I've got the autopilot within reach here. I can turn the autopilot on and off. So when you're operating these boats and you woke up in the morning, maybe you're going for a long trip, sometimes you don't want to go fumbling around finding the panel, turning the generator on, but maybe not knowing what your temps are doing and all that stuff as well. So somebody again really thought, okay, if I'm on this boat, I'm at the helm, I want to be able to see my engine gauges, which are right here. Obviously I want to see where I'm going, but I also want to see what my generator is doing. And I really love the fact that somebody put the thought into having your start and stop function right here, being able to see what the battery voltage is doing, being able to see what your engine temp's doing, and your oil pressure, all within a line of sight that's in a spot that's wouldn't have been used for anything else, except somebody said, let's put your generator controls here. I love the fact that while I'm underway, if I could see something happening very quickly and be able to react to it, but it's not in my line of sight or tucked away somewhere that I would never see it. But everything is within arm's reach, even the heater. Well, right here I've got my reverse cycle air conditioning heat controller, and I've got my diesel heater all right here within reach, so I don't have to get up, leave the helm to go turn something on or turn something off. The last thing that we will go have a look at once we get back to the dock is we'll do a look around the engine room and that Lazarette a little bit closer. All right, we'll power up here a bit and we'll head on in. So now we're down here in this very generous Lazarette space. You got battery banks, inverter banks for batteries, water maker, and even something that's kind of nice is a full water manifold system. So there's a bunch of drains over here that you can see, and they're all coming from various places on the decks or sinks, but they all go into one pipe and go out the back of the boat, eliminating that look of water always going over the edge of the boat and those stain lines you eventually get. Just another nice thought detail. Moving into the engine room here, you can see I'm pretty much standing up here. I've got great access to the top of the motors. I have good access to the outboard side of the engines. Yeah, I come around this side here. Well, I can get around everywhere. So I can come on this side of the motor. I've got nice room here to work. There's another battery bank here for your starts and on both sides. Big fuel tanks with sight gauges. Even a washdown hose. And your air conditioning units are very accessible. Plus, I've got a rail here. Again, you don't know if the boat's underway and you got to come do an engine room check. You got something to hold on to. Or some people may hang things off here too to dry. I've also got access here. So there's actual floor cutouts already. The boat will last forever, but sometimes you need to do more intensive engine work. And they've thought about that for the future, whenever that may happen. But this floor can come up right here. As you can see, it's already got the paneling in place. So again, thinking about that future serviceability and workability of this engine room, really nice. We've just wrapped up a wonderful day here on board the 62 Pama. Again, it's a 2006 model offered by Freedom Marine. There's still more to see on this vessel, and look forward to showing you, and hopefully it gets a nice new home. Speaking of homes, this boathouse is actually for sale independently of the boat. So if you are interested in getting the package boat and boathouse, there could be an opportunity there as well. That's it for today's video. Please feel free to reach out to us and myself, Peter, at Freedom Marine to have a closer look. And I have to say something along the lines of sharing, liking these videos as well. Thanks.